What's good, family? So smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. So it's all been kicking off on social media between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Now, off the rip, I've got to say, I'm happy to see this because let's call a spade here. For the last, God knows, 3, 4, 5 years, these two dons have been beta orbiting each other. Yeah? After every fight, it would be a struggle to get either one of them to mention their names. Literally. Oh man, we got different sides of the street. And then Crawford would say, oh well, I'm the A side, and I'm with Bob Arum, and and all this kind of stuff. There was always some sort of excuse. Now, this really is the first time we've got both men immediately after the fight sounding like they're rock hard for it. So let's go through the post then. Initially, it starts off with Terence Crawford tagging Errol Spence, again for the first time pretty much, and saying, congrats, great fight. Now the real fight happens. No more talk. No more side of the street. Let's go. Crawford then doubles down minutes later and says, at Errol Spence, keep my belts warm. I'll be coming to grab them later this year. Listen, I'm gassed. Reading that, I'm gassed. This is exactly what we need. We've got two of the most bad mind fighters in the world today who want it. We've never seen this before. Let's be real now. When was the last time you saw two of the top fighters actually wanting it? Go on, name me the fight. You don't know exactly. Because it don't happen. There's either one guy's old, one guy don't really want it. Anyway, let's get to what Errol Spence said. Errol Spence clapped back and said, say less. Then, a few hours later, he put a post out and said, I've had some hiccups on the way, but you know what time it is. Now, champ, time to be legendary at Bud Crawford. And he made I like that meme. The meme's hard. So he's got all the doors, and all the doors are open, and there's a whole bunch of bloodshed in there, where he's slain the opponents. And now the big shark, the big fish, is knocking on Terence Crawford's door, fixing to reaper him. And this for me was the best one. Then Errol Spence posts an indirect of the same kind of picture. So the first picture you saw was where he knocked on all their doors. Now you see the next picture, and it's mad. Errol Spence must have he has some sort of, in weaponry, in guns, we talk about armor-piercing rounds. Errol Spence has orbital bone-piercing rounds. He will just shatter your orbital bone. Yeah? Errol Spence in his hands has his rounds, yeah? Think of punches as rounds. Errol Spence's rounds have been designed to have a special kind of coating on them. Yeah, it makes sure it pops that orbital bone like a virgin cherry. You understand? Because look at them all. They're all looking the same. Even Danny Garcia, the only reason Danny Garcia survived was because he didn't come to really fight until the last round, or the last 2 rounds. Kell Brook came to fight. Ugas was no good but came to fight, and they got their eyes popped. They all 100%. Errol Spence has that Goonies power. He will turn you into a Don who looks like, he'll turn you into a Donnie who's due to be starring in the Goonies 2022 remake. Yeah, straight in there. Especially Ugas. I'm here in Hollywood, even though Ugas has lost. It's not all bad for your dentist, because I've heard Hollywood have been on the phone this morning, ringing him to secure him in contract to star in the leading role of the Goonies. Yeah, 100%. They want Ugas. They need Ugas. Ugas is perfect for the role. He looked just like the main character. 100%. No doubt about it. Now, again, I love this. I love beef. I love smoke. And for a long time we've heard people woofing about it. Oh man, I'm the most feared in the division, and it's man down, and steel sharpens steel, and all that we've heard it all now. Now it's time, like they've both said, now it's time to get in the ring. Yeah? But still, what we do have to bear in mind, am I going to sit here and tell you the fight's done? No, I'm not. Because woofing on social media is better than not doing it, innit? Let's be real now. When a fighter doesn't woof on social media, you know they don't want it. Do you understand? When a fighter purposefully avoids the question of an opponent and don't never mention them, you know they don't want it. So we've definitely made an advance in that regard. But still, what we really want to see now, in the next 30 days, because think about it, Crawford hasn't had a fight for months. So he's ready now. Yeah, I don't want to hear about no warm-up fight for Crawford. Not interested in it. Same as Spence. What do you mean warm-up? You've just been... Yeah? Terence Crawford arguably had one of his best performances. Errol Spence definitely had his best performance. So there's no warm-up about it. 100%. So, Errol Spence didn't take much damage. Crawford didn't take much damage, and it's been months since. So I don't want to hear about no warm-up. I don't want to hear about no second fight. All we want to hear about in the next month or two is this fight being locked in. And really, the sooner the better. Now, I'm not saying the fight needs to be in 2 months' time. I'm saying there's no reason in the next 30 days yet this fight can't be locked in for the summer. What is it now? April? Even August, 4 months away. That's fine. Even 5 months. You know what? If they want to do it in September, I don't care when it happens. What we care about is get it locked in. Because often what happens is, you see, up until this point, what happens is, normally, Errol Spence or Terence Crawford right now, or Errol Spence is the guy who just fought. So normally what happens is, Errol Spence will say, oh well, I've just fought, so I don't want to think about another fight. Let me go back to Texas, or let me go back to my farm and have a relax. Well, he goes away to his farm, and Crawford hasn't fought for a few months, so he gets twitchy bum, thinking I want to fight. Meanwhile, Errol Spence is saying, oh, I need more time to rest, or whatever else. Next thing you know, Terence Crawford, and listen, I'm not saying it's all Errol Spence, because it works both ways. The minute Terence Crawford's fought, he does the same thing. Oh, I don't want to do no fighting, and then Errol Spence books another fight. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to hear about no fights being booked. If Errol Spence needs time, he can have time. Yeah? But that don't mean you sit around and not pick phone calls up. Both men need to be on the phone to Al, getting this done. It's as simple as that. Because the same way, what you notice about these cats, yeah, and I'm not saying Errol Spence and Crawford are nowhere as bad as Tank Davis. Yeah, Wank Davis is the worst guy going in terms of his potential versus the opponents he fights. He fights bums. And to be honest, the only bum he hasn't fought is Pitbull Cruz. And that was by mistake. He didn't realise how smoky Pitbull Cruz was. Let's be real now. There's no way Floyd Mayweather and Tank Davis realised how smoky Pitbull Cruz was. Yeah? That was almost a banana peel on the floor. They slipped over on. Yeah, Pitbull Cruz nearly caught them dopey dons slipping. And that would have been great. But anyway, the point is, people, these guys, they always end up fighting some bum somehow, don't they? Let's be real now. No matter what happens, some bum ends up being in there. I don't want to hear about that. Make it happen. The same way you, man, make all them bum fights happen, make this one happen. I feel like, listen, if I was talking to Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, I'd say, listen, just pretend you're fighting a bum. Because you best believe if it was a bum, like Sean Porter, they'd be straight in there, wouldn't they? That's a fact. Yeah, 100%. So just pretend you're fighting a bum, and that contract will be signed immediately. But yeah, even though it's been way too long already, I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give them 30 to 60 days. Yeah, 30 to 60, in fact, not even that. What? I don't get what you need more than 30 days for. I'm going to give them 30 days, maybe 40 days. And if we ain't heard nothing, you can forget about it. It ain't happening, in my opinion. Or at least we should be hearing about negotiations at that point. 100%. No doubt. I'm gassed for the fight. I hope these two should carry on the banter. In my opinion. This fight, if sold properly, Errol Spence and Crawford can be a bit quiet. But listen, if I was them two, I'd be on the social media hard. Yeah? That's what I'll be doing. I'll be posting, if I was Errol Spence, I'll be posting videos of Crawford getting knocked down by Gamboa. Gamboa's useless as well. Let's be real now. Gamboa's useless. Did you see what Cruz treated Gamboa like food. Literally, he was food to Gamboa. I'm not. Yeah, he got older, but still, he was no good in his prime. Oops. Yeah, he was food to Cruz, 100%. But yeah, I can't wait. Get this done, 100%.